is to renounce all contact with the occult or with secret societies and get rid of contact objects. You cannot keep in your house anything that in any way binds you to the occult. Images, charms, Buddhas, Ouija boards, tarot cards, a whole host of things. Moses warned Israel. He said, if you take an accursed thing into your house, you become accursed like the thing. I think of a lady judge in the United States who was miraculously healed when I prayed for her. She'd been in pain for 10 years, night and day, with an intestinal problem. She had adhesions, and her insides had been sewn up with plastic clips. And when God healed her, not merely did He take away the pain and heal the adhesions, but He removed the clips. That's what you'd call a miracle. But the interesting thing is, in a sweepstakes, she earned a free holiday in Mexico. So she and her lady friend went, came back, and the next day they phoned Lydia and me, and they were in desperation. They said, this lady tried to commit suicide. She tried to drown herself in the bath last night. Come over quickly. So Lydia and I went over. They said, we don't know what's happened. Everything was wonderful. I was saved. I was healed. I said, you've been to Mexico? They said, yes. I said, did you bring back any souvenirs? And they thought for a while. They said, yes. I said, was any of them in any way connected with religion? And they said, well, yes, one of them was a portrait of the sun god. And I said, you better get rid of it, and now. And that dear lady judge got up, went down to the basement and broke it in small pieces in the next 5 minutes. And when she did that, there was no more problem. You see, she had exposed herself by bringing an accursed thing into her home. Ruth and I were in Norway this past summer, and I was invited to talk on spiritual warfare. And how many of you know what the word troll means? Well, it's a Norwegian word. It's the Norwegian word for a witch. And I will tell you, Norway is permeated by trolldom. I mean, they have trolls in every shop window in Oslo. And I had to tell those dear people, if you have a troll in your house, you are asking for trouble. One lady came up to me in tears afterwards. She said, I just want to thank you. After all these years, I understand the problems in my house. She was a well-educated spiritual woman, but she didn't realize that she had forbidden fruit in her house.
Evil covenants. Some have entered into covenants with people they should not enter into covenant with, and it's causing a great problem. We're dealing with a case now at the headquarters. They met in the campus, and they said, I love you, I love you, I love you so much, I love you. Every love, serious love. They love each other. So the love became serious. They decided to form a blood covenant. The man cut his finger, the woman cut, the lady cut his finger. They put the blood in a container, mixed the blood together with alcohol, and they shared it and drank it, and made a covenant. They will never marry somebody else. They will never disappoint themselves. They will forever marry. If they ever marry somebody else, let this happen, let that happen, let that happen. When they were making this covenant, the woman did not know that the brother would die. So this brother went for youth service, he had an accident and died. So to now marry somebody else became a problem because of the covenant she had made with the dead, that they will forever marry themselves. That if they marry somebody else, let this happen, let that happen. Anytime she finds another partner, what the covenant they make begin to happen. I'm praying for somebody here. If you are into any evil covenant, conscious or unconscious, that is anti-marriage, I break it in the name of Jesus. Let our amen roar like thunder. John 14:30. Hereafter, I will not talk much with you. For the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. Hereafter, I will not talk much with you. For the prince of this world cometh, and hath nothing in me. There is something in deliverance. They call it point of contact. Some don't call it point of contact. They call it ladder. Some don't call it ladder. They call it open doors. The bottom line is this. For the enemy to come against you and succeed, there must be a ladder. If you don't identify that ladder, you cannot deal with the stronghold. For the enemy to come against you and succeed, let me say that again, there must be a ladder. Some call it ladder, some call it stronghold, some call it ladder, some call it open door, some call it point of contact. Those three things, they are basically the same. The ladder, the point of contact, the open doors. If these are not removed, the stronghold will continue to be in position. What is point of contact? Point of contact is anything that gives dark powers easy access to your life. Anything becomes a point of contact. What is point of contact? A point of contact is anything that gives the enemy free movement to a person or place. For the enemy to come against you and to succeed, there must be a ladder. There must be an open door. There must be a ladder. There must be an open door. There must be a point of contact. You need to identify that point of contact and deal with it appropriately. Don't deal with it, the stronghold continues as it is. A stronghold is anything that enables the enemy to operate despite attempt to stop the enemy. Despite attempt to stop the enemy. That's a stronghold. A man came to Prayer City here, a pastor. Normally in his church, he preaches prosperity. Prosperity. That's all he knows how to preach. He doesn't preach repentance, doesn't preach salvation, doesn't preach deliverance. He just preaches prosperity. He came to Prayer City. He attended a program called Prayer Rain here at the Prayer City. And that day, many years ago, I was talking about eaters of flesh and drinkers of blood. That when my foes and my enemies come against me to eat my flesh, they stumble and they fall. I was discussing them. The man was very interested. He took adequate notes of everything I was saying. Took notes, wrote down the prayer points. He got to his church on Sunday. He vomited exactly what I said. He vomited the prayer point that he had. And before his eyes, he was amazed. Things began to happen. And the members of his church were congratulating the pastor. We want more messages like this. We want more messages like this. But when they got home at night, as he was about to sleep, 3 men came into his room without opening the door. And they woke him up. Said, "Sir, you have the audacity to go and be abusing us this morning in your church when you know that our property is in your body. So we're going to discipline you now for the message you preached this morning." So they laid him on the bed and gave him serious beating. He screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed. And when they finished beating him with marks on his body, they said, "Next time, you don't preach against us since we are sleeping with one of our members." Understand? Don't preach against us. And they left. Here was a man who was attacking the enemy, but he has a ladder in his life. The devil entered into Judas right in the presence of Jesus, because Judas had a ladder that the enemy can use in his life. The ladder of darkness and the point of contact is a serious problem that many believers don't sometimes address. What is a point of contact? It's anything that enables the enemy to restart their activities. After the activities are stopped, people go for deliverance, the activities will stop, then they restart. That activity is a point of contact. It needs to be removed. Anything in a person's life that makes it difficult for the enemy to leave you alone is a point of contact. Any demonic objects in your hand, in your house, you are keeping there, is a point of contact. All the materials, underwears, jewelries, books, clothing from boyfriend that you have left, that is in your house, is a ladder. When you leave those former people, you break the bridges. Don't allow any bridge to remain. A point of contact is those materials that invite the enemy and makes the enemy to want to stay long. A point of contact is any act or behavior that makes it easy for the enemy to be attacking you. We need to remove these open doors, break the ladder, so that the strongholds too can be broken. I'm praying for somebody here. At any stronghold that is presently harassing your marital life shall be pulled down in the name of Jesus. Bow down your heads on your seat now and talk to the Lord yourself. The Father, anything that I'm doing to strengthen my enemies, remove them from my life now. Talk to the Lord now. Any sin in my life, anything that I'm doing that is enabling the enemy to continue to harass me, Father, forgive me. I destroy that ladder. Amen.